Hello, my name is Kara Johnson. Welcome to my Summer 1 Fundamentals of Biology course. This is a 4-week course just to make sure you know what you've signed up for. And I just wanted to introduce myself and give you a face to put with my name in terms of who your instructor is this summer. And I will just tell you a little bit about myself. I have a Master of Biology from Western Washington University, and I focused my research on plant soil ecology in wetlands as well as biogeochemistry. And I have a Bachelor of Science from the University of Texas at Austin, and that is also in biology. And then I have also a Bachelor of Arts in Spanish language from UT Austin. I grew up in Austin, Texas, and I'm going into my 10th year of teaching, and I have only this is my third semester here at UACCM. I taught up at Ozarka College in Izard County in the town of Melbourne before coming to UACCM. I moved from Fulton County, which is even farther north than Izard County. I moved from Fulton County to Atkins, which is just a few minutes away from campus, about 3 years ago. And I have three boys, 10, 12, and 13. I have three dogs and three chickens and one husband. We are a very outdoorsy family. We like to do everything from kayaking, swimming, jeep riding, creek walking, golfing. We just like to stay active, and I love to garden. I also have a plant nursery here in my backyard, and before I started teaching, I worked in my field for many years as a doing wetland restoration as an environmental consultant and as a staff scientist for an environmental nonprofit. And I really enjoy teaching, and I am very happy to be at UACCM. So now that you know a little bit about me, I'm going to talk a little bit about this course and get you oriented and hopefully give you some information that will help you to get started off on the right foot. So as with your other courses at UACCM, we have a course shell in Blackboard that has all of your assignments, it has your syllabus and all of that good stuff in there. And one of the first things that I'll need for you to do is to go ahead and thoroughly read your syllabus. There is a quiz over the syllabus this first week, so that should be an easy 10 points, but that has all of my policies and some of the important dates for the semester, so you don't want to miss that. That is in Blackboard. There are two different ways you can get to it. There is a menu bar on the left-hand side of when you go into your course in Blackboard, and it says syllabus and course schedule, and then there's also a link to it from the course materials page. And also in that folder is a schedule of all of your assignments for the semester. And both in your course shell in Blackboard and on that schedule, that it's a printable, it's a Word document of your schedule, I have it broken up by week, so that you can kind of stay organized and be aware of what is due that week. And for all of your assignments, except for a few, which I'll talk about, they're going to be due on the Saturday of the week in which they were assigned by 11:59 p.m. So the exceptions to that are your final exam, which is due on Monday, June 27th at 5 p.m. I have that in your syllabus and I have it in your course schedule, and it will show up for you in Blackboard as well. And so do not mess that up by thinking that your final is on the Saturday of that week, because I'll already have grades entered by that Saturday of that week. And the official end date for the semester is the Thursday prior to when the finals due. So the other exception is the field lab notebook. It is due on a Saturday, but I'm going to go ahead and assign that this week, and it will not be due until the fourth week of classes. Okay, so that's a little bit about the layout. I have a list I don't want to forget anything. I'm going to talk about communicating with me. I do not have official office hours over the summer, but the very best way to communicate with me is to send me an email. If you send me a message through your course in Blackboard, I don't get a notification of that, and the way it comes through is really funny, and I kind of have to dig for it. So make sure that if you want to get a hold of me, that you email me using your UACCM email address. I am not legally allowed to respond to you about this course unless you use that UACCM email address. So just keep that in mind. Another thing is that I'm happy to schedule either a phone call or a video conference with you if anybody needs that at any point during the semester. Just send me an email and we'll figure out a time that works for both of us. And then the other thing is that if you email me, I try as hard as I can to get back to people as quickly as possible. But there are some times when it will be the close of the next business day before I get back to you. So if you email me on a Monday, you should hear from me by close of business that Tuesday. If you email me on a Friday, you may not hear from me until Monday, that following Monday. So just keep that in mind. If you don't hear back from me fairly quickly, something probably happened in the transmission of your email and you need to try again. So it's never my intention to ignore anybody's message. I always try to respond promptly to my students. Another very important thing for you to know is that I use for this course Pearson, My Lab and Mastering, and we're going to cover 14 chapters. And with each chapter, you will have a reading assignment, a homework assignment, which is called the dynamic study module, and then a quiz. And so for each of those 14 chapters, you'll have those three things. The reading assignment doesn't count for points, but you will need to read the chapter to be successful. And in order to access those assignments, you need to make sure that you get your Connect, or it's not your Connect, excuse me, your access code for Pearson, My Lab, and Mastering. And if you are waiting for financial aid or your next paycheck or whatever, or you just haven't had a chance to go and get your access code, you can get one, a temporary one, immediately through Pearson, or you can buy one immediately through Pearson. And the temporary one, you don't have to pay anything for it, and as soon as you get ready to sign up with your permanent access code, you can convert your temporary one over without having any interruption in your grading or assignments or anything like that. So in order, I have instructions in Blackboard for this, but I'm going to tell you how to get into Pearson here as well. So all that you will need to do is in your course shell, I have all of the assignments that are linked in Pearson. I have them all linked in Blackboard in the corresponding week. And so all you need to do is find any of those things that are in your Blackboard course shell that say Pearson on them or that have the Pearson logo, and click on it, and it'll take you to where you need to register, and it'll give you the option of entering your access code that you purchased or to get a temporary one. So that should not be too hard. You need to do this immediately because immediately this week we have 4 chapters worth of assignments that are going to be due in Pearson. Okay, so those study modules and the quizzes are worth 10 points apiece. I grade on total points, but those can really add up. By the time you get all of them together, it's around 280 points, which can really make a big difference. That is almost 3 exam grades worth of points. So don't kind of push those off to the side and think they're not important, because they really do add up, and it can really make the difference between having an A and a B, or a B and a C, or a C and something worse. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so in addition to your chapter assignments, you will have 4 exams, and those are worth 100 points apiece. You will also have 2 lab exams worth 100 points apiece. and then you will have 10 lab assignments worth 10 points each. That's another thing. Those labs all together add up to a test grade. So don't mess around and skip those labs. When it comes to the labs, some of them are virtual labs that are going to be through Pearson, and some of them are what I like to call kitchen labs, and they are done with common household items that you may already have, or you can go to your grocery store or somewhere like Walmart and get the items inexpensively and easily and complete those labs. And let's see, so in addition to the labs and the exams, you will have a comprehensive final exam. That's going to be worth 100 points. And I've already talked a little bit about it. You don't have to come to campus, but you are going to use Respondus lockdown browser to take it. If you don't have Respondus on your computer already, you can download it from the UACCM webpage. If you have obtained your Respondus from a different college or university, you will need to download the one from UACCM in order for it to work with our course shell. So make sure you have that before you take your exams and your final exam. Let's see. In addition to all of those things, we have a semester project. It is the Field Lab Notebook. It's really a lot of fun. And I will put the instructions in your course shell later today. And it is basically taking pictures of different types of organisms and getting a little bit of information together about the organisms. And I have all of the instructions for that it'll be in a Word document for you to follow. But there are particular things that you need to be aware of before you take your photos. You need to pay attention to that or you're not going to get the credit. And the Field Lab Notebook, it's also worth 100 points, and it is a really fun assignment, but it's also, if you follow the instructions, it should be an easy A, and that is another way to boost your grade. Okay, so I think I've covered all of the different assignment types in here. And the other thing that I would like to let you know is that I will drop your lowest exam grade, not a lab exam and not your final, but I'll drop your lowest exam grade, and I will drop 2 lab grades. If you have missing or low lab grades, I'll drop those if it improves your grade. But I would still try to do all of those labs so that you can get the maximum amount of points from them. Okay, so that is grading. This week, you're going to need to do the chapter study modules and the quizzes for chapters 1 through 4. You will have your first exam will be next week already. You have some labs to do this week, and then you'll need to make sure to do your syllabus quiz. There is a pre-test in Blackboard that you'll need to do. It's not worth any points, but it's to help us assess how well people learn in our courses. Nobody's going to judge you on how you do in any way. It's more us judging ourselves as a department. Let's see. And then the other thing that I have in your course shell is there is an introductory discussion, and that's just a way for you all to kind of get to know each other and know who you're taking courses with. And so for that discussion, you will need to make sure that you do your own post about yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then respond to at least 2 other people's posts in order to get all your points. Okay, I think that is it. Make sure that you're ready to go. If you have trouble, email me. And I really am looking forward to having a great semester. I know it's going to be quick, but there's no reason why we can't learn and have some fun. I look forward to getting to know you all over the course of the semester. Talk to you later.